Vision 2036 not the IOA alone. It belongs to every coach, official, federation, government partner, sponsor, and most of all, every athlete who puts on the tricolor with pride. With these thoughts, I thank you once again for your time and support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those words. And ladies and gentlemen, like President just mentioned, at the center of all of this, the movement are the athletes. And now I'd like to invite Sharath Kamal to say a few words based on his experience with the Athlete Commission and what his vision is from the Vice Chair as the Athletes Commission of the IOA.
Thank you. Thank you, Raghu. Thank you, madam. Thank you, EC members. Good morning, good afternoon to one and all present here. So, today we had a lot of discussions, especially with having an athlete-centric program that's always been the Olympic movement. So, we would clearly have a pathway or plan of action into the coming years to set up. Most importantly, 3 points that we would be looking at. One is the athlete representation, where would be establishing a strong communication channel for active and retired athletes across all sports. Welfare and support. We'd be aiming to develop structures for mental health support, career transition guidance, and training access beyond the competitive years, and empowerment and leadership programs where we try and create mentorship programs and athlete-led workshops to help build leadership programs here for all the athletes. So we can clearly see that India is growing more into the direction of building athlete-centric programs and having the athlete in the middle of all the policies that are being built. So a great initiative that's been happening. And at the same time, we'd also plan to launch a campaign called India Plays, which is trying and to get to 100 million people playing a particular sport or any activity on the 29th of August, which happens to be our National Sports Day. So we'll try and run this campaign through the Athletes Commission of the IOA, where we'll have the other Olympians and elite athletes as ambassadors and mobilizers, try to reach out to the various state Olympic associations and national sports federations, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Fit India Movements, and various other organizations to have this up and coming, so that we have more number of people playing sport and having sport as a way of life. Of course, we all want the medals. We all want Olympic medals and trying to excel at the international level. But for us as athletes, I think this will be a strong moment which will make a sport a part of life, a way of life in every citizen of India. So thank you very much, Raghu, for giving this opportunity. Gagan, anything from your side for the athletes?
Thank you so much, Sharath. I think that's really inspiring, and all of us really look forward to the National Sports Day and request your support also to, drum up the support that we are looking for. And there's going to be led by the Athletes Commission of the IOA. And like Sharath said, all the athletes would join in. So you'll hear and see a lot more of this in the coming days. I'm sure many of you have questions, ladies and gentlemen. So I just request you, if you could, either just send in a note with your name, and we can quickly take on the questions that you might have for the honorable EC members here. You can just raise the hands. Yeah, I think that should be all right, Sabi. First question to the, please, you could just address it to whoever.
Mike, Hi, ma'am. I'm Sabi from Times of India. First of all, congratulations. Great to see everyone sitting together here and a united IOA. It was the need of the hour when we were planning to host the 2036 Olympics. But my question is, ma'am, how did this turnaround happen? What exactly happened? How did this? But it's such a pleasure to see you all here sitting together. But we all know for the last 2-3 years, this all infighting going on, factionalism in IOAs, so much public bickering, everyone, leveling allegations and counter allegations. So just wanted to know the timeline or what exactly happened in past few days or months, because we understand that Mr. Mansukh Mandavia, sports minister, also played a key role. He hosted you all at a dinner. You all met him. So just wanted to understand, how did this all happen? Maybe ma'am
Any
or
other members you want to?
anyone would like
General
to
Harpal, would you want to? General Sam?
I'm Lieutenant General Harpal Singh, Executive Council member. Firstly, thank you, everyone of you who is present here. A bit of introduction. Besides being the Executive Council member, I represent Asia in the Commonwealth Sports. The Commonwealth Games Board name has changed to Commonwealth Sports. Federation has changed to Commonwealth Sports, so I represent Asia in the Commonwealth Sports as well. Coming on to your question, over this time, there were some minor differences, but we had never stopped meeting, maybe in small groups or within the entire community council. We continue to meet in small groups. Over a period of time, you would have seen we delivered the national games twice, both in Goa and in Uttarakhand, which were a huge success. We had a resounding performance in the Asian Games where we crossed the 100 medal marks. So all this would have been possible without the collective effort of the council. So in any organization, you have minor differences, but those are sorted out. What comes out maybe in an exaggerated form or others, but moving forward in the interest of the nation, we have even resolved all those minor differences within ourselves. And I assure you that going forward, we will strongly stand united and bid for a 2036 Olympics Games, and even bid for an expression of interest for the 2030 Commonwealth Games. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General.
Hi, my name is Vinayak. I write for Tribune. This question could be answered by either IOA President PT ma'am or Sadev Yadav. The fallout between Pollard happened because of Raghuram Iyer's appointment and salary and so on and so forth. So, and few of the salaries have not been paid. So if you guys have come together, is it a given that Raghuram Iyer is the CEO of IOA and all the pending salaries of other officers will be paid? Mr. Yadav, Mr. Mr.
Madam, I thought everything is sorted out. That is why CEO is sitting with me, no? Otherwise, he will not sit in this stage with me.
My question is that फिर से तो ये नहीं हो जाएगा ना dispute, because obviously it's been happening for like for a number of years.
Like she said, I think the fact that all of us are here and I'm, talking to all of you should be.
ऐसा आप निश्चिंत रहे, ये ऐसा कोई हमारे बीच कोई झगड़ा नहीं है ना था, और ये तो अंदरूनी जो थोड़ा बहुत दो घर में बर्तन होते तो खड़कते ही हैं, वो चल रहा है, आप सब ठीक है। लेकिन जब भी जरूरत पड़ी हम सबको, हम जब भी गेम हुआ हम सब एक साथ रहे हैं, और अब ओलंपिक आ रहा है, एशियन गेम्स भी आ रहा है, कॉमनवेल्थ भी आ रहा है, तो हम सब फिर एक हुए हैं, और आपस में डिस्प्यूट तो थोड़े बहुत चलते रहते हैं, पर ऐसा कोई बड़ा इश्यू नहीं है, और वो हम सब सॉर्ट आउट कर लिया हम लोगों ने, कोई इसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
कुछ नहीं स्टॉप नहीं किया ना, हम लोग आते थे, एशियन गेम्स में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस किया तो 107 मेडल्स, पेरिस में दो वी मिस्ड 4-5 मेडल्स बाय फ्रैक्शन ऑफ ए, जस्ट मिस्ड इट, एंड 6 मेडल्स, एंड उसके बाद कोई नहीं अभी तक एक टेनर में 2 नेशनल गेम्स किया, हम तो किया, तो कुछ स्टॉप नहीं किया, सब हो रहा है, अभी एकदम अच्छा हो जाएंगे।
सर ने जैसा बोला कि इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दैट हैज बीन रिजॉल्व्ड, there's an internal conflict which has been resolved और घरों में बर्तन तो बजते रहते हैं. बट मैम बात इतनी आगे तक पहुंच गई कि आपके खिलाफ नो कॉन्फिडेंस भी लिया गया. तो ये मतलब ये नहीं हो सकता है कि मैम इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इतना माइनर इशू नहीं हो सकता है. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या एग्जैक्टली, क्योंकि नो कॉन्फिडेंस तक आ जाना ईसी मेंबर्स की तरफ से. और सर मैम हम सभी को लेटर्स मिलते रहते थे, 12 लोग साइन करते ही रहते थे सब. जब आई अंडरस्टैंड कि अभी यूनाइटेड फ्रंट
अभी तो पॉजिटिव चल.
बट या सर आप
Like I would request my friends from my media that having the president having made the statements that we are all united and going forward, we would appreciate if we answer questions on the future. What is our theme on athlete centric games? How do we get into sustainability? How do we get into cost effectiveness? How do we have smarter games? How do we use our infrastructure smartly? So I would, we will appreciate if our thoughts go out to the nation on these issues, and no other media or no other, you are the conduit to get these out. So we would appreciate if those kind of questions are grilled to us, and we will come on to that. Thank you.
So one question here, Abhishek from Hindustan Times. Really happy to see all of you together. Just wanted to know from the technical point of view that whether the ratification of CEO has happened or executive body meeting will be called. The technical part of it, how it is going to be resolved, and the understanding that the executive committee has reached on this.
All sort of. All बोले.
Everything has been sorted out. Raghu Iyer is CEO of IOA. As President Usha said, we are looking forward. We have already expressed our interest to beat 2036 Olympic. And any country who plan to host Olympic, in between there are many international events they host. So therefore, how Lieutenant General Harpal said, the Commonwealth Games has a possibility to hosting in India. The police and fire games we are hosting. There's a weightlifting international tournament we'll be hosting. There's a Football Asia, we have expressed our interest. AFC Football Championship. Then the winter sport, we have shown our express our interest. How Saradat expressed on behalf of Athlete Commission that IOA is looking forward for the development and benefit of athletes. Gagan himself is a medal winner. Ushaji herself is a person of eminent. So therefore, there were some differences. We won't say that there are nothing. And also how Sadhji said that, in democracy, in it, when there are two people, two opinions, there are always the difference of opinions are there. No house, no organization is completely leak-proof. No house, no organization can completely be flawless. If there are two opinions, two minds are there, and if they are going to the same direction, that means we have to understand that either one mind is inactive to think independently, or he or she is too, dependent on the others. We are very happy that IOA is a house having difference of opinions, and all of the members, they are eminent in their respective fields. It is true there had been some issues, there had been letters has been exchanged. It is true, but right now we want to look forward for the interest of nation. And there is nothing bigger than interest of nation. We have been discussing on sports governance bill. You are, I believe, have been covering sport more than decades. Some of you are in sport last 2 or 3 decades, or maybe more. And for you, I think it is very common. The two factions are going to court. That court can be the local district registered court. The court can be the Supreme Court. So none of the sports association in our country that had not a case in favor or against either the petitioner or the respondent. So this sports policy, when it comes, it has seen several areas, athlete participation, to ensure there are not much of these legal litigations, to ensure that how the governance can be good, better, can be flawless, and how the NSFs can be with the more coordination with the government. Tell me, when was the last time, one entire day, nearly 6 to 7 hours, Union Cabinet Sports Minister spent with all the NSF secretary and presidents to discuss on the roadmap of Indian sports coming 10 years. We had it last week in Hotel Ashok, and some of you were there. So I believe we are in a crossroad of a time where sport definitely will make very prominent in Indian life. And how Sarath has mentioned that IOA is hoping and planning to create an event and awareness on 29th of August, that is our National Sports Day, to encourage people to play a sport at least 1 hour. And so if it can be reached up to 10 crore, that is 100 million, that would be better. And I think also General Harpal mentioned that it is a two-way. It's a two-way, like no one is perfect. If the people are sitting this side of the table, and if they are responsible to hosting, bidding for the games, organizing the games, if there are NSFs who are responsible for developing the sport and the athlete to ensure the winning medals, if they are the government, the other stakeholder, to ensure the other support, and I'm sure there is a big responsible people who are sitting other side of this table who can take this message to the society globally, nationally, to ensure that take our country beyond all the controversy. With this, I believe we have said what it needed to be said. But if there is anything you'd like to, some of your question, then we'll definitely answer.
Ma'am, could you tell us, after you visited IOC regarding the bidding, what are the feedback? What are the areas they want IOA to work on? And since Qatar also entered the bidding yesterday, so do you think that in any way, I mean, how optimistic you are about our bidding for 2036?
So I think ma'am and I were present in Lausanne, and I think it was a very, very positive meeting that we had with the entire delegation. As you all would be aware, we are in the stage of continuous dialogue currently with the IOC, and the way currently it works is the continuous dialogue is a lot of it's almost like they were holding a workshop for us. So it is not that we go and present and say this is the city and this is how we do it. It is not the way. They held a workshop for us, like General Harpal said. It's a lot on sustainability. It's a lot on athlete-centric work that you're going to be doing. It's a lot on the legacy that you're going to leave. So it need not just be one city. So that it's almost a workshop that they held. And you would have also read about the pause and reflect thing of the IOC right now. So they themselves are in the they've just got a new leader who is driving some changes within the IOC. So I think in the next couple of years is when we will really get to know which direction it is going. But to the top line of this was that it was a very, very positive meeting. And it was, the Secretary General of the IOC himself was there, Christophe de Kipper, Christophe Duby, and it was attended by the top brass. And the follow-up would be at some point in time they would look at coming down to India very soon. With the respect to your second question of Qatar and how we look at this, we would say that we would like to believe that yes, it is in a very positive state, but still it will be premature to say because there are still countries which are jumping in. So that's where we are. Thank you, sir.
My name is Jaspreet and I write for various publications, and I have a couple of questions. One is a follow-up on this. There were reports coming out after your visit to Lausanne that you were told that in relation to doping, in relation to performance, these things are to be looked at when a host is selected for future games. So can you just reflect on those reports that came out? Was it true? An official statement for IOA can maybe put a better light on that?
So I think, I think General Harpal mentioned, it was possibly the way it was reported in India was over exaggerated. It wasn't that, so somebody told us exactly what this was, but there was a mention of all of this. Yeah, there was a mention of this, which we are taking action on. And I'd like to, invite Rohit Rajpal, who heads the Anti-Doping Committee, to just speak on this.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to speak with you today on behalf of the Indian Olympic Association and all on an issue that lies at the very heart of fair play and the spirit of sport, anti-doping. As we stand just months away from the start of 2025, it becomes even more critical for us to reassert our unwavering commitment to clean sport. We owe it to every athlete who trains with integrity, to every fan who believes in sporting excellence, and to the future generations who look up to our champions. In the recent months, there has been a growing global spotlight on the menace of doping and the challenges athletes face in navigating complex anti-doping rules. While India has made significant strides in the fight against doping through the efforts of NADA, the federations and athlete support teams, it is clear that much more needs to be done at grassroots and education level. It is with that vision that the Indian Olympic Association is launching a dedicated anti-doping education program with immediate effect. At the core of this initiative will be a 7-member IOA committee consisting of seasoned administrators and experts in athlete welfare and Olympic education. The committee will be responsible for designing and rolling out a sustained anti-doping education and awareness campaign targeting athletes at all levels, from grassroots to elite, coaches and support staff, federation administrators and sports officials, and most importantly, parents and guardians of young athletes. The idea here is that through education and awareness, we're going to try to reach the last corner of this country to educate athletes as to what they're using. At the same time, there are labs that are being at the moment looked into and analyzed. When they can come, more and more testing can happen, and those labs can be accredited for this program. Also, I happened to work in NADA for a couple of years, so it was very, very educating. And so I think the whole it's a holistic prevention program that we want to look at. And people who are pushing these kind of supplements or performance enhancing drugs, which are second and third generation in this country, and it's become an organized racket pushing these drugs all over the country, and the athletes mostly don't even know what they're having. So all these areas are going to be attacked by all of us in a very aggressive manner, and hopefully we'll have a free and fair sport going forward.
Thank you so much, Rohit. I think in the interest of time, we can just take one question if there is one last. Okay. Welcome.
This is Deepak from PTI. So this question, I think ma'am or Mr. Iyer can answer. Everybody has asked about Olympics, but there is this 2030 CWG bid also. So recently, I think Canada has probably pulled out. So maybe Nigeria is there with India. So is there any update, the timeline, like when is the host country will be announced, and what are the India's prospects?
I'll just address that to General Atpa.
Okay. A number of countries have expressed their interest for the Commonwealth Games, and it's an ongoing process. The Commonwealth sports representatives, the team managements, and the sports management, they will be going around all the prospective hosts, and we have a General Assembly in the last week of November in Glasgow this year, where hopefully there'll be an announcement for the host of 2030 in line with the Commonwealth Reset program. So after the Australia pull out of Victoria for the 2026 games, a lot of debate went on to the reset of the program of the Commonwealth Games. A 4-member committee was made, and I'm fortunate to be part of it. We are still working on it and giving an entire look to the 2030 and beyond sports program, which is going to come up, which will based on a long-term legacy. It will be based on sustainability, athletic center, flexibility in terms of regional appeal. There needs to be flexibility in terms of the host nations taken. So all these considerations have been done. And I think by November we should have, and we are hopeful and optimistic that the 2030 games will come to India.
नमस्कार, मैं हरपाल सिंह फ्लोरा खेलो इंडिया न्यूज से। पहले तो आप सबको बधाई, क्योंकि ये नजारा देखने के लिए पूरे हिंदुस्तान जो है वो तरस रहा था और मीडिया को ये कहा जा रहा था कि आप नेगेटिव ही क्यों चलाते हैं। मुझे तो कहा गया था, मैंने एक रिप्लाई दिया था कि आप पॉजिटिव न्यूज दीजिए, हम पॉजिटिव चलाएंगे। आज आप पॉजिटिव न्यूज दे रहे हैं, तो डेफिनेटली चलेगी और सारा हिंदुस्तान जो है सराहेगा। मेरा छोटा सा एक सवाल है कि कुछ जो पिछली ईसी मीटिंग्स नहीं हुई हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें पेंडिंग थी, कुछ एडहॉक कमेटी बनी, तो ईसी मीटिंग जो है वो कब तक जल्द से जल्द की जाए?
कल्याण भाई,
हमने आज एक ईसी मीटिंग किया और उसमें कई विषय तय हुआ, जिसमें से रघु अय्यर की जो नियुक्ति उस पर भी बात हुई है। उसी कारण जैसा कि प्रेसिडेंट उषा जी बताई कि रघु यहाँ पे बैठे हैं सीईओ के तौर पर, और आपके आभार कि आपने कहा कि डेफिनेटली आपका भी योगदान रहेगा कि देश में खेल को किस तरह से पॉजिटिवली स्प्रेड किया जाए। और हम भी आपको ये आश्वासन देते हैं इंडियन ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन की तरफ से, हमारा भी पूरा प्रयास रहेगा ताकि देश में स्पोर्ट्स जो है अच्छी तरह से आगे बढ़े और कहीं भी जरा सा भी नेगेटिविटी आए उसको हम तुरंत दबाने की या उसको एड्रेस करने की प्रयास करें।
इसी में थोड़ा सा ऐड करना चाहेंगे, जल्दी हम लोग अपनी स्पेशल एजीएम भी कर रहे हैं और जितनी आपने कहा कि जो हमारी ईसी मीटिंग्स पेंडिंग रह गई थी उनको भी हम बहुत जल्दी करके सब चीजों को क्योंकि समय बहुत कम है और बहुत ज्यादा काम हम लोगों को करना है, तो हम जल्दी सब मीटिंग्स ऑर्गेनाइज करके सब चीजों को यथास्थिति में ले आएंगे। थैंक यू।
Hello, I'm Rika Roy from NDTV, and this question is, it can be answered by you, sir, Mr. Patel or Sahadev ji. So, the sports bill was tabled in the parliament yesterday. One of the components of the bill is that the apex body of Indian sports will be a national sports board, which will have not one but several government people in it, and Indian sports will be managed by them. Also, the fact that the government is helping you make this truce. How is IOC looking at all these developments now? The fact that we know that IOC doesn't like government interference in any sports in any country. Sir, koi bhi, I mean, one of you can.
There is no, you see, in this bill clearly mentioned. In this bill, it clearly mentioned. So government has brought some guidelines by keeping in mind that sport should grow in manifold. But having said this, if there are any guidelines, statute, which international international federations differs with this, then the international federations constitution and statute will give the priority. And this has been also shared with IOC, this has been shared with FIFA, this has been shared with many international bodies who are the parent body of that particular sport globally. So idea is not to create any confrontation, idea is not to create any confusion. It is more of working together. Everyone, they contribute whatever best way they can. Every stakeholders put their best effort, and that's all. And lastly, it is often says that why government intervention? It is not intervention. Perhaps it should read as a cooperation, coordination. It is true, IOA or any NSF are autonomous bodies, and they are bound to follow their Asian and the world body. But to conduct a sport in any country, not only in India, any country, you need a guarantee from the parliament, respective country's parliament. And how to conduct that? It matters of hundreds of international athletes, coaches, and support staff. So it requires clearance from several ministries. Then thereafter comes with the infrastructures. It comes with the local nagar nigams to state governments. It comes with the logistics. It comes with the transportation. So all these things are sport, though it is easy to say that it should be completely free from government's interference. It is true. But it should work together with government's cooperation and coordination so that each and every international sport, each and every international event can be conducted in particular country smooth and possible way.
So what you're saying is it will be taken on case-by-case basis?
Of course.
Actually, two, three points it was there. IOC was against on it, but the ministry is already discussed with IOC and everything is ratified, and then it came to the parliament now. There is no problem at all now.
One last question. One last question.
The president or CEO wants to answer it. So basically, so what do you away months from the next Asian Games and just 3 years away from the, for example, IOA Asian Games. What is the plan? So, IOA is no longer just a forwarding agency for it. A lot of good stuff did happen before the last Olympics and so just wanted to know the process behind the exploration game and going into the as preparation for athlete.
Actually, athletic preparation and all done by the federation. Whatever federation wants from us, we will support. And like last year, where the Paris Olympics, we provided each athlete their own supporting staffs in the mental trainer and good sports medicine doctor and physios and so many things. So same, we will support them, and even for whatever the pending we have to give for sports people, what we announced it, that also we are going to support players now. So
will have your content on
everything will be there for this is we are for sports people only, for athletes.
I think so. Thank you.
You said the committee meeting was held. Is it that Mr. Iyer's appointment has been identified?
Yes, that is the reason I said that he is here addressing this press conference. And I think if we are done with all the questions, can we say that vote of thanks? So thank you for all coming here, and
you will not finish the questions if you continue like this.
Recently, the ice hockey women won a bronze medal in the Asia Cup moment. It is being overshadowed as we speak because suddenly another federation has cropped up that is taking claim for controlling ice hockey in India. That is the Ice Hockey Federation of India. Earlier, the one that was run by Rajinder Singh Vildi is the Ice Hockey Association of India. So this federation, that new one has come up, it was given the status of National Sports Promotion Organization, NSPO, on May 23rd by the Sports Ministry. But when we reached out to the Sports Ministry, it's not willing to speak on this because now there are two NSPOs to control the Ice Hockey Association, control ice hockey, the sport,
and they're fighting between them. The other one that has come up, it has been found by a former MP from the BJP in Ladakh. So has Ice Hockey Association of India reached out to the IOA to solve this dispute because the sports ministry refuses to speak up?
Sports will solve all the problem now because we have a separate tribunal for that now going to be.
But has the association reached out to you to solve this?
They're not yet.
Thank you very much for all of you, and lunch is there. So please join us for lunch.